Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this year's PRAM event. Last night, I told my 5-year-old daughter that I was going to speak at an event about children's hearings today, and that I would be away until Saturday. Her first reaction was, "Hooray! A night with just mummy," which I think translates into DVD and chocolates before bedtime. And then, how many children are going to be there? I explained that it was mainly grown-ups, and she seemed a bit perplexed. I said they were grown-ups who looked after children, and she said, "Oh, like you look after me." So I want you to know that whatever else I say today, just as Juliet, my daughter, is at the centre of my world, children, and especially all those children and young people who need care and protection, are at the centre of our world. Whether that's government, you, CHS, SCRA, or whoever, that remains true. And whilst I speak of practice, recognition, and of reform today, all of that is about children and young people and wanting to make a difference. We really do strive to put children and getting it right for every child at the heart of what we do. Now, in preparing for my contribution today, my thoughts took me back to this summer's spectacular London Olympics and Paralympic Games. A big news feature was the praise heaped on the volunteer games makers for their attitude and spirit. For the many visitors from around the world, it was the volunteers' contribution that really brought the London Games to life. The term games makers summed it up. Those volunteers really did make the Games more than just a sporting event, inspiring a lot of people as a result. Now that's very visible volunteering. I've been in this job since last November, but in that short time I've witnessed the massive contribution from Scotland's panel volunteers. I've also been deeply impressed by the dedication and positive way in which you as a community do what you do. We may not always agree on everything, and I know how much we rely on you to keep us right where we need that. But your positive attitude and commitment has really struck me. And that's worth so much more to Scotland than a month helping out over the summer. Children's panel membership is much deeper and more developed than the games maker type volunteering. The deeply sensitive issues with which you deal mean that much of the good you do is hidden away from view. It is you who make our children's hearing system more than just dispensing care and justice to our young people. Your work brings it to life. You make it. 2013 will see important positive changes to the children's hearing system, but not to the essential aspects of the panel member role. The system's heartbeat will still be local people serving the most vulnerable children and families in your own communities. As you know, the reforms are about improving and strengthening the system around you rather than fixing something that's broken. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I enjoyed a special evening supporting the National Long Service Awards for panel members in Edinburgh. It was a great night in the company of some fantastic people. Between them, these extraordinary volunteers have made a difference to thousands of children and families. So whether you've been involved for a matter of months or over many years, every panel member makes that difference. I want you to know that it's genuinely recognised by ministers and we don't take it for granted. So, to this event. As the title suggests, a key element of this weekend is recognition, and this event gives us a chance to say thank you. Today and tomorrow, we'll also focus on practice and modernisation, and the workshops have these themes at their heart. The new children's hearing system has been designed in conjunction with and for children and young people. We must afford them the best hearings experience that we can. And yes, we do have some young people, my daughter will be delighted to know, here this weekend to remind us of that. So I'm delighted that Bell Baxter High School from Cooper are providing what I'm told is a really gripping workshop on cyberbullying. There's a chance to find out more from Chris Scott about listening so young people will talk and talking so they will listen. We also have some fantastic workshops on child development, and one which focuses on the outcomes from the All About Me young people engagement events from earlier this year. Other workshops focus on practice issues such as attachment and permanence, taking a hard, honest look at appeals, decisions and reasons, and that's with Barbara Reid and Mary Philp, and getting your input into hearings management and advice across to the senior people from both CHS and SCRA. The other practice session is on what you can expect from the Children and Young People Bill that colleagues are developing for introduction next year. On the modernisation theme, you can find out more in the workshops on procedural rules with Alan Taylor, on things to look for from the 2011 Act with Judith Bell, and the National Safeguarders Panel with Children First. That's where you can get into detail with the experts. The National Convener and CHF staff team will be running workshops on national standards as well as preparations for the National Children's Panel, so I hope you'll get to some of those. And we also have an exploratory workshop around the potential of the various systems for Go Live, which will be vital for us to get to grips with. And I think that promises to be quite interactive and hands-on. Now, I hope to get round all of those one way or another, so if you see me floating in and out, please forgive me. But I think they are all excellent, and an excellent opportunity for us to dip in and look at particular issues that are relevant for us as we move forward.